يسقط حكم العسكر.
ايوه بنهتف ضد العسكر.
ايوه بنهتف ضد العسكر.
ايوه بنهتف ضد العسكر.
ايوه بنهتف ضد العسكر.
يسقط كل كلاب العسكر.
يسقط كل كلاب العسكر.
قلنا كده مبدئيا لازم نقف كلنا صف واحد ان شاء الله. نبدا صف واحد عندنا اخواتنا على يمين المنصه، اخواننا على شمال المنصه. يسقط حكم العسكر.
يسقط حكم العسكر.
يسقط حكم العسكر.
يسقط حكم العسكر.
عسكر ليه؟
عسكر ليه؟
هي تكية ولا ايه؟
هي تكية ولا ايه؟
حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل.
حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل.
قتلوا اخواتنا في الميادين. حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل.
حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل.
نعم المولى ونعم النصير.
نعم المولى ونعم النصير.
قتلوا اخواتنا في الميادين.
قتلوا اخواتنا في الميادين.
وهم كانوا سلميين. قتلوا اخواتنا في الميادين. وهم كانوا سلميين. حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل. نعم المولى ونعم النصير. يسقط حكم العسكر. يسقط حكم العسكر. ارحل يا سيسي. مرسي هو رئيسي. ارحل يا سيسي. مرسي هو رئيسي. عسكر ليه؟ هي تكية ولا ايه؟ عسكر ليه؟ هي تكية ولا ايه؟ يا حرية فينك. عسكر مصر بينا وبينك. ايوه هنفضل نهتف ضد العسكر. ايوه هنهتف ضد العسكر. الجيش المصري بتاعنا. والسيسي مش تبعنا. 1, 2, 3, 4. Military no more. 5, 6, 7, 8. We don't want an army state. 1, 2, 3, 4. Military no more. 5, 6, 7, 8. We don't want an army state. 1, 2, 3, 4. CC no more. 5, 6, 7, 8. We don't want an army state. 1, 2, 3, 4. Military no more. 5, 6, 7, 8. We don't want an army state. Free.
Egypt!
Free.
Egypt!
Free.
Egypt!
1, 2, 3, 4.
CC no more!
5, 6, 7, 8.
5, 6, 7, 8.
We don't want an army state.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Military no more.
CC no more!
5, 6, 7, 8.
5, 6, 7, 8.
We don't want an army state.
1,
2, 3, 4.
CC no more!
5, 6, 7, 8.
5, 5, 6, 7, 8.
We don't want an army state.
We don't want an army state.
Free, free,
Egypt!
free, free,
Egypt!
free, free.
Egypt!
1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
BC, no more.
CC no more.
5, 6, 7, 8.
5, 6, 7, 8.
We don't want an army state.
We don't want an army state.
1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Military, no more.
CC no more.
5, 6, 7, 8.
5, 6, 7, 8.
We don't want an army state.
We don't want an army state.
1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Military, no more.
Military no more.
5, 6, 7, 8.
5, 6, 7, 8.
We don't want an army state.
We don't want an army state.
1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
CC, no more.
CC no more.
5, 6, 7, 8.
5, 6, 7, 8.
We don't want an army state.
We don't want an army state.
1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Military, no more.
Military no more.
5, 6, 7, 8.
5, 6, 7, 8.
We don't want an army state.
We don't want an army state.
1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
CC, no more.
CC no more.
5, 6, 7, 8.
5, 6, 7, 8.
We don't want an army state.
We don't want an army state.
1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Military, no more.
Military no more.
5, 6, 7, 8.
5, 6, 7, 8.
We don't want an army state.
We don't want an army state.
1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Military, no more.
Military no more. يسقط يسقط حكم العسكر.
يسقط حكم العسكر.
ايوه بنهزم ضد العسكر.
ايوه بنهزم ضد العسكر.
يسقط حكم العسكر.
يسقط حكم العسكر.
يسقط حكم العسكر. ايوه بنهزم ضد العسكر. قتلوا اخواتنا في الميادين.
قتلوا اخواتنا في الميادين.
وهم كانوا سلميين.
وهم كانوا سلميين.
قتلوا اخواتنا في الميادين.
قتلوا اخواتنا في الميادين.
وهم كانوا سلميين.
وهم كانوا سلميين.
Cameron, can't you see?
Cameron, can you see?
CC killed democracy.
CC killed democracy.
Cameron, can't you see?
Cameron, can you see?
CC killed democracy.
CC killed democracy.
CC Hitler are the same.
CC Hitler are the same.
The only difference is their name.
Only difference is their name.
CC Hitler are the same.
CC Hitler are the same.
The only difference is their name.
Only difference is their name.
BBC, can't you see?
BBC, can you see?
CC killed democracy.
CC killed democracy.
BBC, can't you see?
BBC, can you see?
CC killed democracy.
CC killed democracy.
BBC, can't you see?
BBC, can't you see?
CC killed democracy.
CC killed democracy.
Look, see, 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 CC killed democracy.
Cameron, can't you see?
Cameron, can you see?
CC killed democracy.
CC killed democracy.
Cameron, can't you see?
Cameron, can you see?
CC killed democracy.
CC killed democracy.
CC, number one terrorist. CC Hitler are the same.
CC Hitler are the same.
The only difference is their name.
Only difference is their name.
CC Hitler are the same.
CC Hitler are the same.
The only difference is their name.
Only difference is their name.
Cameron, can't you see?
Cameron, can you see?
Cameron, CC killed our friends.
CC killed
kill democracy.
Sisi kill democracy.
BBC, can't you see?
BBC, can't you see?
Sisi kill democracy.
Sisi kill democracy.
Hey, ho, Sisi must go.
Hey, ho, Sisi must go. Hey, ho, Sisi must go. Hey, ho, Sisi must go. Hey, ho, Sisi must go. Hey, ho, Sisi must go.
Look, see, Sisi kill democracy.
See, Sisi kill democracy.
Look, 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 see, Sisi kill democracy.
Cameron, can't you see?
Cameron, can't you see?
Sisi kill democracy.
Sisi kill democracy.
Cameron, can't you see?
Cameron, can't you see?
Sisi kill democracy.
Sisi kill democracy.
From the sea to the sea.
From the sea to the sea.
Egypt won't be free.
Egypt will be free.
From the sea to the sea.
From the sea to the sea.
Egypt will be free.
Egypt will be free.
From the sea to the sea.
From the sea to the sea.
Egypt will be free.
Egypt will be free.
Look, see, Sisi kill democracy.
Look, see, Sisi kill democracy.
1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Sisi no more.
Sisi no more.
5, 6, 7, 8.
5, 6, 7, 8.
We don't want an army state.
We don't want an army state.
Cameron, can't you see?
Cameron, can't you see?
Sisi kill democracy.
Sisi kill democracy.
Sisi. Cameron, can't you see?
Cameron, can you see?
Sisi kill democracy.
Sisi kill democracy.
Where's my voice?
Where's my vote?
Where's my voice?
Where's my voice?
Where's democracy? Army rule must end.
Army rule must end.
They stole my vote and killed my friend. Army rule must end.
Army rule must end.
They stole my vote and killed my friend.
They stole my vote and killed my friend.
Hey, oh, Sisi must go.
Hey, ho, Sisi must go. Hey, ho, Sisi must go. Hey, ho, Sisi must go. Hey, ho, Sisi must go. Hey, ho, Sisi must go. Hey, ho, Sisi must go. Hey, ho, Sisi must go.
Sisi kill democracy.
Sisi kill democracy.
BBC, can't you see?
BBC, what you see?
Sisi kill democracy.
Sisi kill democracy.
BBC, where's your lens?
BBC, where's your legs?
Sisi men killed our friends.
Sisi's men killed our friends.
Sisi is rejected. Morsi was elected.
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 Sisi Hitler are the same.
Sisi Hitler are the same.
Only difference is the name.
Only difference is the name.
Sisi Hitler are the same.
Sisi Hitler are the same.
Only difference is the name.
Only difference is the name.
Sisi Hitler are the same.
Sisi Hitler are the same.
Only difference is the name.
Only difference is the name.
Cameron, can't you see?
Cameron, can't you see?
Sisi killed democracy.
Sisi kill democracy.
1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Military no more.
Military no more.
5, 6, 7, 8.
5, 6, 7, 8.
We don't want an army state.
We don't want an army state.
1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Army no more.
Sisi no more.
Where's my vote? Where's my voice?
Where's my voice?
Must end.
Army rule must end.
On my vote
I work for the motives.
يسقط يسقط حكم العسكر. يسقط يسقط حكم العسكر. يا اخواننا نعلي اصواتنا، يعني بالامس قتل من اخواننا في الميادين ما يزيد عن 200 شهيد وجرح اكثر من 5000 اخ في الميدان. فيجب ان نعلي اصواتنا ابراء للذمه من اجل الله
Pictures
تعالى.
on the notice, this website, video on my personal channel.
يسقط يسقط حكم العسكر.
ايوه بنهتف ضد العسكر.
ايوه بنهتف ضد العسكر.
اخواتنا في الميادين.
قتلوا اخواننا في الميادين.
هم كانوا سلميين.
وهم كانوا سلميين.
وبرضه هنفضل سلميين.
وبرضه هنفضل سلميين.
وبرضه هنفضل سلميين.
وبرضه هنفضل سلميين.
حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل.
حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل.
حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل.
حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل.
نعم المولى ونعم النصير.
نعم المولى ونعم النصير.
حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل.
حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل.
قتلوا اخواتنا في الميادين.
قتلوا اخواتنا في الميادين.
وهم كانوا سلميين.
وهم كانوا سلميين.
وبرضه هنفضل سلميين.
وبرضه هنفضل سلميين.
وبرضه هنفضل سلميين.
وبرضه هنفضل سلميين.
وبرضه هنهتف ضد العسكر.
برضه هنهتف ضد العسكر.
يسقط يسقط حكم العسكر.
يسقط يسقط حكم العسكر.
يسقط يسقط حكم العسكر.
يسقط يسقط حكم العسكر.
برضه هنهتف ضد العسكر.
برضه هنهتف ضد العسكر.
يسقط يسقط حكم العسكر.
يسقط يسقط حكم العسكر.
قتلوا اخواتنا سلميين.
قتلوا اخواتنا سلميين.
قتلوا اخواتنا في الميادين.
قتلوا اخواتنا في الميادين.
هم كانوا سلميين.
وهم كانوا سلميين.
وبرضه هنهتف ضد العسكر.
برضه هنهتف ضد العسكر.
يسقط يسقط حكم العسكر.
يسقط يسقط حكم العسكر.
يا حرية فينك فينك.
يا حرية فينك فينك.
عسكر مصر منا وبينك.
عسكر مصر بيننا وبينك.
يا حرية فينك فينك.
يا حرية فينك فينك.
عسكر مصر منا وبينك.
عسكر مصر بيننا وبينك.
عسكر مصر منا وبينك.
عسكر مصر بيننا وبينك.
عسكر مصر منا وبينك.
عسكر مصر بيننا وبينك.
يسقط يسقط حكم العسكر.
يسقط يسقط حكم العسكر.
ايوه انا بهتف ضد العسكر.
ايوه انا بهتف ضد العسكر.
الجيش المصري بتاعنا.
الجيش المصري بتاعنا.
الخونة مش تبعنا.
الخونة مش تبعنا.
الجيش المصري بتاعنا.
الجيش المصري بتاعنا.
والخونة مش تبعنا.
والخونة مش تبعنا.
Hey!
ايه
Hey!
ايه
Hey!
ايه.
Ha ha حاشي.
حاشي.
هي امريكا بتمشي.
هي امريكا بتمشي.
حاشي.
حاشي.
هي اوروبا بتمشي.
هي اوروبا بتمشي.
ماشي دي احنا بنتكلم نفسنا ولا بنتكلم الناس؟ عايزين بالانجليزي بس مفيش شتيمه.
يسقط حكم العسكر.
يسقط يسقط حكم العسكر.
يسقط حكم العسكر.
يسقط يسقط حكم العسكر.
From the Nile to the sea.
From the Nile to the sea. From the Nile to the sea.
Egyptian people will be free.
Egyptian people will be free.
From the Nile to the sea.
From the Nile to the sea.
Egyptian people will be free.
Egyptian people will be free.
Down, down with military rule.
Down, down, military rule.
Down, down with military rule.
Down, down, military rule.
Down, down with dictatorship.
Down, down, dictatorship.
We will send a message. We will send a message to the British government. Prime Minister, Prime Minister, we are here as British citizens and taxpayers. We are asking the British government to uphold British values. It is not in British values that the government supports the British people accept that the British Army takes over government, if millions of British people go down the streets in opposition to the Prime Minister's rules? No! Britain will not accept that. And if Britain won't accept it, so why should Egypt? We will not accept, as British citizens and taxpayers, that in any government that is democratically elected be deposed by the military. Prime Minister, you are being mandated by Britain to uphold the values of this nation. You cannot recognize the dictatorship in Egypt. You can only recognize the democratically elected government. Prime Minister, listen. From the Nile to the sea.
From the Nile to the sea.
Egyptian people will be free.
Egyptian people will be free.
From the Nile to the sea.
From the Nile to the sea.
Egyptian people will be free.
Egyptian people will be free.
Prime Minister, listen. In 1990, when Thatcher felt that the sovereignty of Britain was being at stake from Brussels, Thatcher said, no, no, no. And we say to the dictatorship in Egypt, no, 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 no. Prime Minister, some Western nations are asking that the peaceful protests in Egypt turn back. Prime Minister, the protests are not for turning back. The protests are not for turning back.
Hello, can everyone hear me? Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
I'm going to keep this pretty brief and pretty short because my message is very clear. My message is very clear. I'm here today with everyone else here to oppose the military coup. Because personally to me, the military coup represents us in Egypt. How can not be taken through democracy? I'm here today because my message is very clear. I like a lot of other Egyptians oppose the military coup because to me it represents us in Egypt. Power can only be taken by forceful means rather than by democracy. The return of the army represents a turning on democracy in Egypt. It represents a return back to the days of dictatorship. Over the past few days we've seen the crimes and the atrocities which the army officials or army leaders have commanded in Egypt. We are haunted by pictures after pictures of people drenched in their own blood. As a human being, it pains me to see any innocent human blood being killed. Yet these people have been labeled as terrorists. Terrorists for wanting to know why their democratically elected, legitimate president was usurped their power. Terrorists for wanting to fight freedom and democracy. Terrorists for opposing the army officials. I could just stand here and list the crimes which the army has committed, but I'm just going to let the facts and figures coming from Egypt speak for themselves. I'm just going to let the facts and figures speak for themselves. Hundreds dead, thousands more injured. Tell me now, who are the violent fanatics? Finally, I'd just like to say that I'm here in support today with everyone in Egypt.
Test 1 2. Test 1 2. Test 1 2 2 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 2 3.
Egypt will be free.
Egypt will be free.
What do we want? Justice. When do we want it? What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
From the river to the sea.
From the river to the sea.
Egypt will be free.
Egypt will be free.
Cameron, don't you care?
okay? I'd like to say a word in English. I'm here to speak to you all today, first and foremost, as a human being. What we witnessed in Egypt in the last few days was one of the worst state-led massacres in the history of Egypt. We're talking about innocent women, men and children being slaughtered in cold blood. We're talking about over 150 people being killed for absolutely no crime, except that they dare come out to call for freedom and democracy against a brutal military coup. These are not just numbers. We are not just numbers. I want you to imagine an 8-year-old child trustingly holding the hands of his parents, leaving the house to protest. Women with their babies and children, a grandfather who can barely walk, people fasting under the heat of the Egyptian sun, using pavements as their pillows and the tarmac to sleep on. They have been in Rabah Square and in all the cities and squares all over Egypt for 30 days. Why? Because they believe in freedom, they believe in democracy, they believe in justice. These are all legitimate human rights that you and I enjoy and feel we can demand at any time. The peaceful protesters who came out to demand these very same rights in Egypt paid a very heavy price. They paid for it with their lives. 2 years ago, on the 25th of January, Egyptians stood together as one and threw off the shackles of 60 years of corruption, oppression and humiliation. This phenomenal act took extraordinary courage and determination. In 18 days, a brutal regime was overthrown peacefully, magnificently and with dignity. The whole world watched in awe. This time, the world doesn't even watch, it turns its back. On the day of the massacre, I had family and friends in Egypt calling and texting me. They were crying and begging and saying, please save us, they're killing us, don't forget us, please speak out for us. I'm here today to speak on behalf of those who have been silenced. Those who have been silenced and who can never speak again. My sister who was murdered in Mansoura, my brother who was attacked in Qaid Ibrahim Mosque in Alexandria, my grandfather who was killed in Cairo. You are their voice now. You are the voice of those who have been silenced. Speak out for them. Don't let their lives go to waste. Be the voice of the voiceless. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sister Fatima. Now we've got Dr. Maha Azam speaking.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. We stood here over 2 weeks ago in front of 10 Downing Street and we warned the British government of supporting a coup. We said that not in our name, that the British people do not want their government to support a military coup in 2013. Since then, we've seen the massacre of innocent Egyptian protesters. The numbers kept on rising. At first, people in prayer in front of the Republican Guard Club were shot with impunity. Only the other day, hundreds were killed and injured. It is not going to stop. What we are seeing now is the return of a brutal dictatorship. A dictatorship that survived for 60 years, and for a moment in history, after the election of President Morsi, the first freely elected president of Egypt, there was a moment of hope. That hope is being reversed now. What we are seeing in Rabah and throughout Egypt is the thin line of defense between freedom and dictatorship. That is why we here in Britain and throughout the free world must support the people of Egypt and Rabah and elsewhere making its comeback through the military, through a corrupt elite that has stolen the wealth of a nation and is coming back slowly but surely to take its place, exploiting the people of Egypt. Let me remind you that Britain supported dictatorship for decades and kept Egypt and the region back. The first ray of hope was the Arab Spring. Today they are opting for their old friends again. Not in our name, not in our name. We will not support dictatorship in 2013. We will not support the junta. Again, Rabaa is a symbol of the conscience of our humanity. Rabaa today is a symbol of free people, men, women and children, in a sit-in where they know the tanks and the snipers and the killers may enter at any moment to remove them. That is courage. It is courage in the name of all Egyptians and in the name of all those that want to stand against a military dictatorship. A final word. Sisi, you have blood on your hands. Sisi, you have blood on your hands. And the people of Egypt are going to try you. Ya Sisi, ya Sisi, هنحكمك, هنحكمك, هنحكمك. يا سيسي انت خنت رئيس المنتخب. يا سيسي انت خنت رئيسنا المنتخب. يا سيسي انت قتلت اخواتي. يا سيسي ستحاكم ستحاكم ستحاكم.
Thank you very much, Dr. Maha. What do we want? End the feud. What do we want? What do we want? What do we want? What do we want it? What do we want? What do we want it? What do we want? End the cube. What do we want? End the cube. What do we want? What do we want it? What do we want? What do we want it? 1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Military no more.
Military no more.
1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Military no more.
Military no more.
5, 6, 7, 8.
5, 6, 7, 8.
We don't want an army state.
We don't want an army state.
I can't hear no one. 5, 6, 7, 8.
5, 6, 7, 8.
We don't want an army state.
We don't want an army state.
Look, see, CCQ democracy.
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 So what is CC? Number 1 terrorist, yeah? What is CC? CC! 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 Now the next speech from Dr. Ahmed Helmi.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace be upon you all. My name is Ahmed Helmi. I'm one of the Egyptian expatriates. I was actually asked to do a little speech a while ago to introduce myself. Who are you? I said I'm an Egyptian citizen. I'm actually not a political activist because I think all Egyptians now becoming political activists. All people sitting here, even lay persons. It's not the politics here, not because of actually political parties anymore. It's because of freedom in Egypt. Now we are standing here for a free cause, the cause of getting Egypt back to freedom and democracy. All of us, we took part, whether here or in the center of Egypt, in Cairo or in Alexandria, and all the sit-ins, on the 25th of January 2011, in a great revolution for freedom of the Arab Spring. Now actually this military coup is trying to get us back, and I'm feeling actually that I'm stabbed in the back. I feel that I'm stabbed in the back. My votes have been taken and thrown in the bin. I'm now standing here, speaking loudly from the center of London to all free people all over the world, just to pay their attention that Egypt will never surrender. We have been really impressed by those people who are standing in Rabi' al-Adawiyya Square and in all Egyptian squares. Those squares actually were impressing the world. Tahrir Square 2 years ago impressed all the world with how they, with the free movement, they managed to change the tyrant regime of Mubarak. I feel now that the regime of Mubarak is coming again without Mubarak. That's the only exception. Will not actually, as free Egyptian people, will accept that anymore. Will never accept oppression. Will never accept dictatorship anymore. President Morsi is not, we're not standing here for President Morsi, although he's a symbol now for democracy and legitimacy, but we are standing to get Egypt back to democracy. Egypt is a big country with a huge history and civilization. I've been actually visiting the UCL here, and I found a big Egyptian museum just steps from here actually. And we have all this, centers of Egyptology all over the world. Egypt has been a really historical and influential country in the region. Egyptian people are free people. They'll never surrender. They'll never give up. As the sister mentioned earlier, they've been standing there. We are now maybe here in a good weather. They've been standing in July. Whoever visited Egypt know how is the climate and the weather in July, August in Egypt. 40 degrees, and people are for a month now actually on the streets, on the ground floor, and they're never surrender, they never give up. We always stand here to say no for military coup in the 21st century, no for oppression. We are supporting legitimacy and democracy in Egypt. We say no for violence, and we condemn all those massacres happening the last few days to kill our friends and our brothers. I have a friend of mine, actually I was really sad to hear this morning that one of my best friends have been killed yesterday in the massacre among those people killed in Cairo. I was really extremely feeling that if I was in Egypt, I could have been that person. So I think if we keep silent now for this military coup, and even for the opposition who accepted, we might have different opinions, the opposition who accepted to come on the tank, the military will turn back around them and there will be coup one day. I'm just warning here for all people, all the free people in Egypt, whatever your background, whatever your ideology, we are here fighting for freedom and democracy. We are here fighting for freedom and democracy. Free, free Egypt! Free, free Egypt! Free, free Egypt! Free, free Egypt! Military coup down! Military coup down! Free, free Egypt! Free, free Egypt! Free, free Egypt! Free, free Egypt! Thank you.
Hello everyone, thank you for coming today. I think it's very important that as Egyptians, as human beings, we stand in solidarity with people who are being massacred just for standing up for their own rights. In 2011, the Egyptian people were one. They were united. They came down to the streets of Cairo and they asked for justice. They asked for freedom. They asked for their rights. They asked to live like human beings, and they managed to achieve something. What's happening today has nothing to do with a revolution. It's taking Egyptians back so many centuries. And what is happening among us is that we are watching it happen. We are watching people killed, people tortured, people imprisoned for absolutely no reason other than because they are saying we want our rights. It is inhumane of us as human beings, let alone Egyptians or anything else, to stand by and watch our brothers and sisters in humanity being killed. 120 people were killed in one single night. 5,000 people were injured. How is that even comprehensible? How can we stand by and watch it happen? No human being, no government should stay silent. We need to speak up and do something about it. How can we sleep at night when this happens? We need to stand united with the truth. We need to stand united with the people. And it is in the streets of Cairo. The streets of Cairo aren't only Islamists. They're not the Muslim Brotherhood. They are the Egyptian people. And they're being killed by a dictatorship, by a military who's trying to take over and take the Egyptians back 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 50 years back. You have to stand up. It is the right and responsibility that you have to do as a human being. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We are here to demand two things. The first is for the British government to admit that what happened in Egypt is a coup. And the second thing is for the British government to call for the release of the presidential team. Now is a speech from Dr. Omar Hamdoun, the President of Muslim Association of Britain.
Brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, we are here today not as Egyptians, we're not here as Muslims, but we are here as humans who demand justice, we demand fairness, we demand the basic human rights that anybody throughout the world deserves. It is really upsetting for us to see a country that has taken so many positive steps towards democracy, towards establishment of law, a country that has come in the forefront with regards to the Arab Spring. It is really sad to see that the events of the past weeks have led to the destabilization of this process. It is unfortunate, and we as citizens of Britain, we as Muslims in Britain, we say that what has happened is a tragedy, not just for Egypt. It is a tragedy not just for the Arab world, but it is tragedy for the whole world. And we are here to say, yes, yes to President Morsi, yes, yes to democracy, yes for a free Egypt. Secondly, it is really sad to see that the hypocrisy of the United States of America and its puppets. America, which has told us that it is leading the way in promoting democracy in the third world. That is their claim. But they were very quick to depose and to destabilize democracy in Egypt when they saw that the people who are leading democracy are the people who demand Islam or lead in Islam or want to practice Islam. And even though what has happened in Egypt today, there has been nothing of the kind of propaganda that we are led to believe, that the country is changing to an Islamic Sharia country. Rather, everybody is getting their rights. There is nobody who is being discriminated against. But America and its puppets have seen that such an organization, such a government, such a forward step towards democracy cannot be tolerated, and that's why they back the coup. And it is a shame on America, and it is a shame on the British government, and it's a shame on the West if they allow such a coup to carry on and to victor and to crush democracy. So we stand here united to say to our brothers and sisters in Egypt, those who are standing and have been standing for the past weeks, we are with you, we are behind you, and we will continue to do so. Thank you.
Egypt, Egypt, don't you cry. We will never let you die. We will never let you die. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Dictatorship no more. Dictatorship no more. 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. We don't want the bloody state. Cameron, Cameron, don't you care? Egypt's blood is everywhere. UN, don't you care? Egypt's blood is everywhere.
Thank you very much, sister. Now we've got Sister Fatma Saeed from British Egyptians for Democracy.
Assalamu alaikum. Okay, I'm here to speak to you today, first and foremost, as a human being. What we witnessed over the last couple of days in Egypt was one of the worst state-led massacres in the history of the country. We're talking about innocent men, women and children being slaughtered in cold blood. We're talking about 150 people being killed for absolutely no crime other than that they came out and demanded for freedom and democracy. These are not just numbers. We are not just numbers. I want you to imagine an 8-year-old child holding on to his father's hand, clinging on to his mother's dress, leaving their house to protest. I want you to imagine the women with their babies and children. I want you to imagine a grandfather who can barely walk. People fasting under the heat of the Egyptian sun, using pavements as their pillows and the tarmac to sleep on. They have been in Rabat Square and in all the cities and squares all over Egypt for 30 days. Why? Because they believe in freedom, they believe in democracy, they believe in justice. These are all legitimate rights that you and I enjoy and feel we can demand at any time. The peaceful protesters in Egypt who came out to demand these rights, these very same rights, paid a very heavy bill for it with their lives. 2 years ago, on the 25th of January, Egyptians stood together as one and threw off the shackles of 60 years of corruption, oppression and humiliation. This phenomenal act took extraordinary courage and determination. In 18 days, a brutal regime was overthrown peacefully, magnificently and with dignity. The whole world watched in awe. This time, the world doesn't even watch, it turns its back. On the day of the massacre, I received calls and texts from family and friends in Egypt. They were crying, they were begging, they were saying to us, please save us. Please save us. They're killing us. Don't forget us. Please speak up for us. I'm here to speak on behalf of those who have been silenced. I'm here to speak on behalf of those who have been silenced. Those who have been silenced and who can never speak again. I'm here to speak on behalf of my sister who was murdered in Mansoura, my brother who was attacked in Qaid Ibrahim Mosque in Alexandria, my grandfather who was killed in Cairo. You are their voice now. You are the voice of those who have been silenced. Please don't forget them. Speak out for them. Be the voice of the voiceless. Thank you.
Egyptian anthem again. Now we've got a talk from Brother Anas Tikriti from BMI, British Muslim Initiative.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, friends, Assalamu alaikum, peace be with you all. First of all, I'd like to second everything that has been said and send out a message of solidarity, compassion and condolences to all those who fell as martyrs over the past 48 hours on the streets of Egypt. The catastrophic element of this is that they did not fall because Egypt was invaded by a foreign element. They did not get killed by foreign snipers or by enemy bombs. They were killed by bullets and shrapnel aiming at their heads and their bare chests by their own brothers, by their own brethren, by their own flesh and blood. Today, tomorrow, we will continue to hear stories about people of the same family realizing that their own kith and kin were killed as a result of their backing of the likes of General Sisi and his elements in targeting their own brothers and sisters, sitting peacefully, armless, creating no problem whatsoever, but yet suffering this horrendous and tragic outcome. Brothers and sisters, make no mistake, those who have been sitting in Rabi'a for the past 26, 27 days, there has been not one single act of violence recorded. Not one single act of destruction to any building or property recorded. Not one single action of disorderly behavior recorded. How is it then for us to believe that all of a sudden on Friday, that peaceful millions all of a sudden turned violent? That is a lie which we must expose. That is a lie and we must call it a lie. And whoever peddles that lie is someone who is a collaborator in the killing and the spilling of Egyptian blood. Brothers and sisters, 2 days ago, President Mohammed Morsi, and he is President Mohammed Morsi, the only legitimate democratically elected, freely elected president of Egypt was charged. Believe it or not, he wasn't charged with corruption. He wasn't charged with conspiring with an enemy state. He wasn't charged for fraud, for embezzlement, for torture, for human rights abuses, for clampdown on freedoms. No. He was charged for communicating with the elected government of Gaza, of Hamas. We are now, brothers and sisters, in the ridiculous, pathetic state whereby it is a crime for an elected president to communicate with an elected government. That is how ridiculous the state that we are in is today. And believe me, that had President Morsi been corrupt, had he been fraudulent, had he tortured, had he embezzled, had he stolen, believe you me, there would be no coup. It was because he was in no one's pockets. It was because he was so clean that they had nothing against him, that they needed to get rid of him. That's why. That's the only reason. This, brothers and sisters, transcends Egypt. We continue to say that those millions sitting day and night in Rabia and across Egypt, they're not just Muslim Brotherhood. They're not just those who support Muhammad Morsi. Many of them are critics of both the Muslim Brotherhood and of Muhammad Morsi. However, we believe that the majority of the Egyptian people 2.5 years ago rose all in one to get rid of the dark days of tyranny. Their fight continues till this day. Regardless of who the ballot boxes gain victory to, they support the process. And that is why we stand here today opposite the government of the United Kingdom. Because whilst the West has for years now demanded of the Arab and the Muslim people to turn to democracy, when they did, their decision was undermined. We send a message today to the government of the United Kingdom saying it's not enough to fight wars and kill people, claiming that it is for democracy. It is not enough to call on people of Egypt and the Arab world to turn to democracy. It is incumbent upon you that when they do, that you support their decision, that you welcome their decision. It was therefore shameful for the President of the United States a few months ago, when asked to come out with a pathetic, repugnant statement that Egypt is neither an enemy nor a friend. He should be ashamed of himself. For decades, the United States considered the tyrannical regime of Mubarak an ally and a friend. But when the Egyptian people choose democratically their president, all of a sudden, we're not entirely sure. This, what's happened in the past 48 hours, the blood is not only squarely at the hands of a Sisi, and it is. It's not squarely at the hands of the doorsteps of the military and security forces and the false, corrupt, lying media in Egypt. And it is. It's not at the doorsteps or on the hands of those who triggered those guns, who shot those bullets, who fired those missiles, who threw those rocks. And it is also on the Western governments who told the people of Egypt and the people of the Arab world, rise, be killed, sacrifice the most expensive in order to create a new future. But when they did, they stood back and they let them suffer the consequences. Finally, what has happened on the 3rd of July, brothers and sisters, is a military coup. In 2013, we never thought we'd be hearing these words. That a general, in general garb, in the tasteless dark shades, the Ray-Bans, declaring a coup against a democratically elected government would be allowed to happen and be allowed to pass. We never thought that would be the case. But we are here. So let's make sure of a few things. First of all, that we stand shoulder to shoulder, inch after every single inch, with our brothers in Egypt and across the Arab world, with their choice to elect whomever they choose through democratic procedures and processes. Whatever that outcome may be, we stand with them and we support them. Secondly, that what happened in Egypt on the 3rd of July is a military coup. And to call it anything else would be a betrayal of the Egyptian people. Thirdly, that our government here must stand strong in supporting democracy and denouncing the military coup. It must also call for the release of the President of Egypt and his entire team and all the political detainees who were taken. Over 2.5 years, Egypt never saw a political detention, never saw a raid on any house at dawn, never saw the closing down of any media broadcast. Within hours of Mohammed Morsi being deposed by this military coup, within hours, 17 media broadcasters were shut down. More than 500 political prisoners were taken. People were killed. We are seeing not a return to pre-Morsi, we are seeing a return to the Mubarak era par excellence. We should refuse that. We should never accept that. And our government has the moral responsibility to denounce what is happening today, never to extend the hand of freedom, never to send official delegates to meet with the general and his interim government. That is our stand. We make it loud and clear here from London to our brothers and sisters throughout Egypt. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Jazakallah khair, Brother Anas. I want everyone here on the phones to do an online protest now. Take pictures, take videos, tweet them, post them on Facebook. Right now, when you stand, everyone get your phone. Take pictures, take videos and tweet them and tag, put a hashtag. Make everyone, make the whole world see that we're protesting in London and around the world. This is an international protest. We're protesting around the world for our democracy against the coup. 1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Military no more.
Military no more.
5, 6, 7, 8.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Is that the loudest you can go? Is that the loudest? Is that the loudest? Is that the loudest? 5, 6, 7, 8.
5, 6, 7, 8.
We don't want an army state.
We don't want an army state.
They're coming here. Cameron, can you see?
Cameron, can you see?
Sisi killed democracy.
Sisi killed democracy.
Cameron, can you see?
Cameron, can you see?
Sisi killed democracy.
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 Sisi is rejected.
Sisi is rejected.
Sisi is rejected.
Sisi is rejected.
Morsi was elected.
Morsi was elected.
Sisi is rejected.
Sisi is rejected.
Morsi was elected.
Morsi was elected.
No, seriously, I can't hear no one. I can't hear no one. Who's your president? 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 Sisi is rejected.
Sisi is rejected.
Sisi is rejected.
Sisi is rejected.
Morsi was elected.
Morsi was elected.
Now we've got a speech from Brother Abdullah Farid from Islamic Forum of Europe. Jazakallah khair.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسول الكريم. My dear brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, I greet you with the best of greetings. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. This greeting is important. Why? Because right now, our fellow Egyptian brothers and sisters are falling in their hundreds in Egypt. They need the message of salam. I stand here today. I feel anguished. I have mixed feelings about Egyptian people right now. About 20 years ago, I spent time in Egypt studying Arabic. about 20 years ago. I saw under Mubarak the iron fist of his rule, how he closed down masajids, how he did not allow people the freedom. You could not walk the streets, you could not go to the mosque and listen to khutbah that you desire. This was under Mubarak. We don't want to go back to Mubarak's time under Sisi. In fact, Sisi is worse right now. I have a mixed feeling because the Egyptian people right now have shocked me. The likes of Sisi, the people who are in Tahrir Square, they've become so low that they could brutally attack and murder their own people. I feel ashamed, I feel sad. The massacre, the second so far. How can the world ignore this? But at the same time, I am humbled, I am happy, I am emboldened by the Egyptian people. Why? Because you see the people in Nasser City standing strong, resolute, strong. They're prepared to give their lives for freedom and justice in Egypt. And we are all here today as part of the pro-democracy movement. Not for Morsi necessarily, not for the Muslim Brotherhood, but for pro-democracy, for legitimacy, for justice. This is what Egyptians want. Secondly, I have a few messages for our world leaders. To start off with, Mr. Baraday, we don't need your pathetic speech right now. We don't need your crocodile tears. We warned you before the coup that if the military takes over, there'll be bloodbath, there'll be injustice, freedom will be stifled. Now you're giving your pathetic speech. Stick your speech to yourself. To Saudi Arabia, I'm ashamed to say, as Muslims, as Arabs, you've let down the Ummah, you've let down the Muslim world. You funded in your petrodollars the people in Tahrir Square. You funded Sisi. You were the first country to back and welcome the coup. Shame on Saudi Arabia. Shame on Saudi Arabia. How funny it is. How strange it is. In Saudi Arabia, you can't hold a protest like this. You can't hold a demonstration. They say under Islamic law it's not allowed. Yet they fund the tune of billions in Tahrir Square, in Syria, in Egypt, people against democracy. Shame on Saudi Arabia. As for our government here, 10 Downing Street, Mr. Cameron, Obama, message is very clear. The world can see the injustice. If we're not talking about Mr. Blair now, we're talking about Mr. Cameron. Stop dithering, stop sitting on the fence. If it smells like a coup, if it looks like a coup, if the effects are like a coup, then perhaps it is a coup. Wake up, Mr. Obama. The consequence of your inaction is that in Egypt, you may get a return to the days of Takfiri groups, blowing up hotels, attacking tourists, rejecting the political process. And whose fault will that be? Mr. Cameron, Mr. Obama, Mr. Sisi, Mr. Baraday, and other ilk. You'll be responsible. And finally, there is blood on the hands of Sisi. There is blood on the hands of those in Tahrir Square who are still protesting against Morsi, those who back the military. Remember, the military will come and bite you one day, just as it did before. So stop being so naive. How can you forget only 1 year ago, when you raised your voice, when you gave your lives against SCAF and the military, and today you love the military? How ironic. Either you're suffering from amnesia, or you're completely ignorant. I say to the Egyptian people, the game is not over. The power, the resoluteness of the people in Nasser City is so strong, they will continue. And it's upon us here in England and in Europe to support them however we can. We have to create a movement called pro-democracy, anti-coup. Just as some years ago in this country, we saw the birth of the anti-war movement. I'll leave you with this message. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
كل ارفع ايده فوق وراسه فوق، شبك ايدك في ايدك فوق، وصل رساله للسيسي اللي احنا كلنا ايد واحده،
ونروح على حلمنا وبقوه وعزمها ندي للي يخاف ربنا، بتحدي ندوس ونعدي.
Hands up you Egyptian! Put your hands up high you Egyptian!
اللي يخاف ربنا، وانا وابني وابويا وجدي ايد واحده ايد واحده ايد واحده كلنا، علشان تكمل ثورتنا. ايد واحده نتوحد على كلمتنا. ايد واحده يلا نقدم خير او علماني، ايد واحدة كلنا كده ضد الجاني، ايد واحدة ارفع راسك فوق انت مصري، ارفع راسك فوق انت مصري، الفيول رئيسنا مرسي، الله اكبر بسم الله، عايشين على ارضه تحت سماء، يبقى نحكم شرع الله، ومرسي رئيسنا باذن الله، وشرع الله محلى يا محلى، هنبدا نهضه قويه معاه، ونرسم بكره باجمل فكره، حلم وعشنا بنستنى، ايد على ايد القوه حديد، متجمعين على حلم، ارفع ايدك فوق، احنا المصريين قادرين، متوكلين على ربنا، ايد على ايد القوه حديد، متجمعين على حلمنا، احنا المصريين قادرين، متوكلين على ربنا، شهامة أصالة رجولة وجدعنة، ايد واحدة يلا نبني مجدنا،
حط ايدك في ايد اخوك،
يلا نحمي مصرنا،
شبك ايدك في ايد اخوك،
يلا نبني مجدنا، ايد واحدة يلا نحمي مصرنا، ولانا كله إلا جنة ربنا، ارفع راسك فوق انت مصري، يا للفيول رئيسنا مرسي، ارفع راسك فوق انت مصري، يا للفيول رئيسنا مرسي، علشان تكمل ثورتنا، ايد واحدة نتوحد على كلمتنا، ايد واحدة يلا نأجل خلافتنا، ايد واحدة ومرسي رئيسنا بإذن الله.
Thank you very much. Now we've got a very special guest with us. A guest that's been with the Egyptian revolution since day one. A guest that gave a speech in the Tahrir Square on the 9th of February 2011, 2 days before Mubarak won. A very special guest, Sister Yvonne Redley.
Brothers, sisters, comrades, salam alaikum. When the first tyrant fell in the Arab Spring, I think with the exception of a few, everyone was overjoyed. Ashab, Yurid, Iskat Anidam became the anthem, the rallying call of the common man and woman whose ambitions and desires were nothing more than wanting the universal rights of freedom from tyranny. And when the crowds gathered in Tahrir Square, we were all inspired. I went to Cairo myself and joined in because the universal struggle for human rights and freedom and liberty belongs to every single one of us. To my joy, I was invited to speak in Tahrir Square and proudly shouted, Ehad Mubarak, until he finally left. The crowd at that point had reached 1 million, and the media called it the People's Revolution, and it was. And when the people started to lead, the leaders became irrelevant. Later that day, I went behind the scenes and discovered that not everything was as spontaneous as the Western media had tried to portray. This wasn't just the birth of people power. This was the legacy of a resistance which had gone on for decades. Inside Tahrir Square, the Muslim Brotherhood had organized the security, the field hospitals, enabling brothers brothers and sisters, Muslims and Christians, to come together. Don't listen to the sectarian lies. I saw with my own eyes Muslims praying, being protected by Christians, and then doing the same for the Christians. I saw it with my eyes. So the security, the field hospitals, even the clean-up operation, when it was time to leave, was all organised quietly and efficiently by the Muslim Brotherhood. And they also encouraged the Arab left and the Christians to get organised and take a lead as well. And when Mubarak finally went, it was inevitable. The majority of Egyptians would rally to the support of the Muslim Brotherhood in the elections. The Arab left, fragmented and in chaos, should not have been surprised by the result. People were going to put their trust in the Muslim Brotherhood, an organisation which had played a leading welfare role for decades. Even now, those supposedly in charge in Egypt today cannot even reach a consensus over who should be Prime Minister. Why don't they listen to the people? Return the Muslim Brotherhood to their rightful place, and President Morsi, still president, in his rightful place. And if the voters are unhappy, they can get rid of them in the next election. That's the way democracy works. No one in the UK voted for a coalition government, but that's what we got. And we didn't call Sir Richard Dannatt, the head of the British Army, to come and intervene when Cameron and his coalition cronies went into Downing Street. Egypt is a country where 90% of the population are Muslims, so it's inevitable, like all of the other revolutions in the Muslim world, that this one would have an Islamic flavour. But now we see the West does not want to support this sort of democracy. Just as it did when Hamas was elected to power in Gaza. There were others who did not want to see democracy in the region as well. The Arab royal families, neither elected nor chosen by the people. Actually, they were put there by the West. They fear revolution. They fear the words Ashab Yurid Iskat Anadam, and with good reason. So when the Muslim Brotherhood came to power, they not only tried to overturn a legacy of oppression, they also had to combat the prejudices from a strange mixture of alliances between other Middle East tyrants, the so-called democratic West, the secularists who despise any sort of religion. Now it's difficult in these troubled times to tell the heroes from the villains in the next stage of this revolution. And don't forget, revolutions can take years to develop and evolve. Cuba's is still going on more than 50 years later. The revolution in Egypt is not finished. In fact, it hasn't even begun. What we have witnessed in the last few weeks is the start of the real struggle for freedom from tyranny. Democracy cannot be forced with the barrel of a gun, nor can it be delivered by a military coup. General Sisi, a man who has now joined the ranks of butchers like former General Ariel Sharon, has in one move destroyed Egypt's fledgling democracy, its tourism industry, its economy, and its reputation. What he cannot do is destroy the resistance of the Muslim Brotherhood and the ordinary Egyptians who want democracy. That resistance, those fighters of resistance, have no fear for guns and bullets and tyrants. It is part now of the DNA of the Egyptian people, and nor can he hide the truth. The numbers we have received are shocking. Here's some of them that General Sisi lies to the media about, and I urge the BBC and the other media to challenge him. 9 is the number of TV channels he has closed down so far. When freedom of speech goes, you know tyranny is in the air and dictatorship is around the corner. 250 and rising is the number of those massacred during the night. Many died with gunshot wounds to their head, according to the doctors. 1,500 is the number of those injured, more than 800 seriously. People who did a peaceful protest in front of the Republican Guard headquarters. 60 years of military tyranny will not kill democracy in Egypt, despite the thousands of lies that are tumbling out of the military. Millions around the world know the truth. Western governments must now rally to help the people, not the military they've sold weapons to. Weapons that are being used today on innocent men, women and children. In conclusion, people power will stop the cycle of violence because their faith in justice is as strong as their faith in God. For the hundreds who were martyred last night, thousands more are ready to take their place. To David Cameron and William Hague, I would say, if you continue to remain neutral in the face of this great injustice, then you have chosen the side of the oppressor. There are not two sides to this coin. There is one injustice, and that is against the Egyptian people. There is only one right thing to do, and that is to restore President Morsi to power. And until that happens, Cameron and all of the other leaders in the West should refuse any dialogue with the military that are in power now. The military is running Egypt. This is not democracy, and if Cameron really holds to democracy as he often says he does, then he should refuse to sit down and talk to the puppets that are in power at the moment. Stop trading with them, stop dealing with them, stop talking to them. Join the people, because the people are right and the people will lead. And as they continue to lead, those leaders, those puppet leaders will become irrelevant. Power to the people. Thank you. Salam alaikum.
Thank you very much. Sister Reborn. No, I didn't hear the clapping. I didn't hear it. Can I hear the clapping, please? Can I hear it? Can I hear it louder, louder, louder? Thank you. I hope all these pictures and videos are going on Facebook and Twitter right now. Hashtag anti-Coup London. One word, anti-Coup London. Start working on your Twitter now. Thank you. I'm not going to say we will listen to the Egyptian anthem. I'm not going to say we'll listen to the Egyptian national anthem. We will sing the Egyptian national anthem together now.
بلادي ما تتهددش أمكم يا مصر
جزاكم الله خير. الأخت منى, Sister Minna just got a very quick talk.
Hi everyone. My message is very, very short. I'm not here to talk about politics. I'm going to leave that to the experts. But I'm here purely as a human being. What happens in Egypt and what is continued happening is nothing less than a crime against humanity and basic human rights. These people are just asking for the basic right of freedom and democracy. They have done nothing wrong. They are not armed. They are not terrorists. The media want to portray them as terrorists, and the Egyptian media is a disgrace. There have been people in Rab al-Adawiya Square for just over a month, and they have not received any media coverage whatsoever. This is absolutely appalling. We are in the 21st century. We have social media. The pictures speak for themselves. What's happening in Egypt is a crime against humanity and basic human rights, and we're all here in solidarity with them. All those people who were killed, hundreds, those people besieged Al-Qa'id Ibrahim Mosque in Alexandria, the young doctors killed in Mansoura, we are all here in solidarity with them. The people injured have been fatally injured with the intention to kill. This is absolutely unacceptable. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sister Minna. Now I got a special gift. A special guest. Son of the Gulf. Son of Kuwait. Standing here with us against all the money that's been spending from Kuwait to kill our brothers and sisters in Egypt. Can we give him a welcome, please? Can I hear some clapping, please? Our brother, Muhammad Al-Azi. Let the clapping!
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Dear brothers and sisters and who listen to me, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I am here in my name and in the name of your brothers from Kuwait and Gulf countries. Brothers in Egypt, in Rabi al-Adawiya, and all squares who support President Mohammed Morsi, the real authority of Egypt. We are supporting you. We are, if we can't go to Rabi al-Adawiya Square, at least we come here in front of the British government to be with you, by the word, by ourselves. We are refusing what did Sisi and his followers doing with you. We are very sad during the night and the day because they are killing you for no reason. We refuse all what happened in Egypt from those killers. And also we refuse what did the regimes and the governments in the Gulf doing. It is not in our names. Brothers in Egypt, we are with you. Believe me, the Gulf people supporting you. All the people, the minority of the people is against you. The government's paying this money to kill the Egyptian people, not in our names. So we refuse that. Many of your brothers, many of the scholars are in the prison because they are saying the truth and they're refusing what's happening in Egypt. Just if they said, we refuse what happened in Egypt, they put them in jail. All of them are against democracy. Look to what happened in Egypt. Who is now dealing with this? It's planned by the American administration. How? They sent Baradri who destroyed Iraq. Now they're sending him to Egypt. And who is? The ambassador in United States of America. They make him the foreign minister for this new government. So these two people, and they're supporting them by the money from the Gulf countries who is dealing by the hands of America. All of this happened because of America. This is the first message I'm sending to my brothers in Egypt.
Allahu Akbar!
The second message I am sending it to the British government. Now I am speaking in my name as a British citizen here and as activity in human rights. We learn the human rights here, and the West government support the human rights and democracy. When United States and its supporters occupy Iraq, we make million people demonstration here against Tony Blair because of his policy. We Sisi and get him out. We waited until Tony Blair time finish and we get him by election. So if the people who is following Sisi want to change President Mohammed Morsi, they should wait until his period finished, the 4 years, and they go to the election and change him by election, not by killing the Egyptian in the street. The British government always speaking about democracy and human rights. Where are they now about human rights? Why they are supporting the killer? They blame President Morsi for his intention. They are afraid from President Morsi to do something in the future. That's why they get him out from his place. While Sisi killed the people in the streets and no one get him out. This is refused. We refuse that. This is against human rights. So my message as British to Cameron, before we get Blair out, and now if you don't support the free Egyptians who's killing Rab'a al-Adawiyya and everywhere in Egypt, you will get out soon. Egypt, 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 Egypt.
I want to ask a very, very simple. What does Morsi present? Democracy, yeah? What does Morsi present? Democracy. And what does Sisi represent? Hypocrisy. Hypocrisy. Morsi presents. Democracy. Morsi presents. Democracy. Morsi presents. Democracy. Sisi presents. Democracy. Sisi presents what? Sisi presents what? Sisi presents what? Who's your president? Who's your president? Who's your president? Who is your president? Sisi is rejected. Sisi is rejected. Sisi is rejected. Sisi is rejected. Morsi is elected. Morsi is elected. Sisi is rejected. Sisi is rejected. Morsi is elected. Morsi is elected. Sisi is rejected. Sisi is rejected. Morsi is elected. Morsi is elected. Okay. People now in Egypt, in Cairo, in Alex, everywhere, they're getting killed. And here in London, I can't even hear no one. They're sacrificing their lives, and you're not sacrificing your voices. Who's your president? Who's your president? Hello, one to Cameron. Cameron, Cameron, can't you see? 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 Sisi killed democracy. Sisi killed democracy. Cameron, Cameron, can't you see? Cameron, Cameron, can't you see? Sisi killed democracy. Sisi killed democracy. Say hey! Hey! Say hey! Hey! Say oh! Hey! Say oh! Sisi must go! Sisi must go! Say hey! Hey! Say oh! Sisi must go! Sisi must go! Say hey! Hey! Say oh! Sisi must go! 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 Army rule must end! Army rule must end! They stole my vote and killed mine! That's why I want to hear from you, killed my friends. Army rule must end! Army rule must end! Army rule must end! Army rule must end! They stole my vote and killed my friend! Army rule must end! Army rule must end! They stole my vote! They stole my vote! No, answer me back and kill my friend. They stole my vote! They stole my vote! They stole my vote! They killed my friend! Army rule must end! Army rule must end! They stole my vote! They stole my vote! And killed my friend! Say hey! Hey! Say oh! Sisi must go! Sisi must go! I'm not gonna say, he's not gonna let me down this time. I'm not gonna say we will listen to the national anthem, but we will sing the Egyptian national anthem!